Most people either worship Tony Robbins or dismiss him. Both groups are missing the same thing, because both are reacting to the packaging, not the product. Strip away the firewalks, the stadium events, and the billion-dollar brand, and you're left with 5 strategies. 5. That's what 4 decades of coaching presidents, billionaires, and Olympic athletes comes down to. Today, I'm decoding each one, and strategy number 4 is the one most people skip. Don't. You can start using all 5 tonight.
Here's what most people get wrong about Tony Robbins. They think the value is in the energy, the shouting, the events. And sure, that's the packaging. But the actual strategies underneath? They're surprisingly simple. And they work whether you're screaming them in a stadium or whispering them alone in your room at 6 in the morning. The problem is that most people never isolate the strategies from the spectacle. They either dismiss Tony as a motivational hype machine, or they worship the experience without extracting the tools.
Today, I'm doing neither. I'm pulling out the 5 most powerful strategies Tony Robbins teaches, explaining why each one works, and showing you exactly how to apply them in your own life. No seminar ticket required.
And I already told you, strategy number 4 is the one that changes everything. Most people skip it. Don't.
The first and most foundational strategy Tony Robbins teaches is something he calls the Triad, and it might be the most practical framework for emotional control I've ever come across.
Here's the idea. Your emotional state, how you feel right now, is not random. It's not caused by your circumstances. It's the result of 3 things happening simultaneously: physiology, focus, language. Change any one of these 3, and your state changes. Change all 3, and it shifts completely. Let's break them down. Physiology is the fastest lever. The way you hold your body directly shapes how you feel. If you're slumped in a chair, shoulders forward, shallow breathing, looking down, your brain reads that as defeat. It's not a metaphor. Your posture sends real signals to your nervous system.
So the fix is physical. Stand up, pull your shoulders back, breathe deeply. Move. Tony Robbins is famous for jumping on a trampoline before he goes on stage. And that's not showmanship, that's strategy. He's changing his physiology to change his state.
The second lever is focus. Whatever you focus on, you feel. If you focus on what's wrong, on what you're missing, on what you're afraid of, that's the emotion you'll generate. Tony puts it simply, where focus goes, energy flows. So the question becomes, what are you focusing on right now? Is it serving you?
The third lever is language. The words you use, out loud and in your head, shape your reality. There's a difference between telling yourself, "I'm overwhelmed," and "I've got a lot on my plate and I'm figuring it out." Same situation, completely different experience.
Here's how to use the Triad right now. Next time you feel stuck, anxious, or unmotivated, don't try to think your way out. Instead, change your body first, then redirect your focus, then upgrade your language. 60 seconds. That's all it takes.
That's the Triad, and it's the fastest tool in Tony Robbins' system. Strategy 2 takes this same principle and turns it into a 10-minute daily protocol. And strategy 3? Strategy 3 is the one that almost made me dismiss Tony Robbins entirely, until I looked at the research behind it.
The second strategy is Tony Robbins' morning routine, and he doesn't call it meditation, he calls it priming, and there's a reason for that.
Most people wake up and immediately react to the world. They check their phone, read the news, answer emails, and within 5 minutes, their emotional state has been set by external forces. Priming is the opposite. It's taking 10 minutes to deliberately set your own state before the world gets a chance to.
Step 1. Breathing. 3 sets of 30 rapid breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Fast, powerful, rhythmic. This isn't gentle meditation breathing. This is designed to flood your system with oxygen, shift your nervous system from rest to ready, and wake your brain up on a cellular level.
Step 2. Gratitude. 3 minutes, but not a gratitude list. Tony doesn't just name things he's grateful for. He picks 3 specific moments and relives them. He closes his eyes and feels them in his body. The warmth, the connection, the joy. This isn't intellectual, it's emotional, and that's what makes it powerful. Step 3. Visualization. 3 minutes. He visualizes 3 outcomes he's working toward, not as distant dreams,
but as if they're already happening. He sees himself in the moment of achievement. He feels the victory. He embodies the version of himself that already has it.
That's it. 10 minutes. Breathing to reset the body. Gratitude to reset the emotions. Visualization to reset the direction.
And here's why priming is different from most morning routines. It doesn't require journaling. It doesn't require a cold plunge. It doesn't require an hour. It's 10 minutes of pure state control, and it works whether you're in your bedroom, a hotel room, or sitting in your car before walking into the office.
Try it tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone. 10 minutes. And notice how different your day feels. 2 strategies down, 3 to go. And fair warning, the next one is going to sound the strangest. But stay with me, because it's built on the same science as everything else we've covered. You've probably heard of affirmations. Stand in front of a mirror. Say something nice about yourself. Repeat. And you've probably also noticed they don't really work. You say, "I am confident," while your body is slumped, your voice is flat, and your brain is screaming, "No, you're not."
Tony Robbins agrees. That's why he doesn't use affirmations. He uses incantations. And the difference is everything.
An affirmation is words. An incantation is words plus physiology, plus emotion, plus volume. You don't just say it, you embody it. You shout it. You move while you say it. You feel it in your chest and your stomach and your hands. Tony has said publicly that incantations are the #1 reason he built the confidence that launched his career. When he was 19, broke, washing dishes in a tiny apartment, he would pace back and forth shouting his incantations with total conviction, not because he believed them yet, but because the act of saying them with his whole body started to create the belief.
Here's the science behind it. Research in embodied cognition, the field that studies how physical movement affects thinking, shows that your brain doesn't just process language semantically, it processes it physically. When you speak with force, with movement, with full body engagement, your nervous system registers the statement differently than when you whisper it sitting still. It's the same principle as the Triad. Physiology changes state. An incantation is just an affirmation delivered through all 3 channels simultaneously: body, voice, and emotion.
Here's how to create your own incantation. Pick one statement that represents who you want to become. Make it definitive, not "I hope" or "I wish," but "I am full of energy and focus," or "I lead with courage." Now say it out loud while standing or walking. The key is engaging your body while you speak. Your brain processes the statement not just as language, but as a full body experience, and that's what shifts the belief. Start with 2 minutes. It will feel strange. That discomfort is actually the signal that you're doing something your nervous system isn't used to, which is exactly the point.
If you're still here, you now have 3 tools most people will never extract from the Tony Robbins machine. Drop a like on this video if any of these have clicked for you.
Now, remember what I said at the beginning. Strategy 4 changes everything. Here's why. This is the strategy most people skip, and it's the one that changes everything.
It's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Not in your moments of inspiration, not in your moments of motivation, in your moments of decision.
And here's what he means by a real decision, because this is where most people get it wrong. A real decision is not, "I'll try." It's not, "I should." It's not even, "I want to." A real decision, according to Tony, means cutting yourself off from any other possibility. The word decide comes from the Latin decidere, which literally means to cut off. When you truly decide, you burn the boats. There is no plan B.
Think about the biggest changes in your life, not the ones you planned carefully, the ones where you hit a moment and said, "Enough, I'm done. This changes now." That's a real decision. And that moment, that single moment, redirected everything that came after it.
Most people never make real decisions. They make preferences. They make wishes. They say, "I'd like to get in shape," instead of, "I am getting in shape and nothing will stop me." They say, "I should quit this job," instead of, "I'm quitting this job by the end of the month."
The difference is commitment, and commitment creates momentum. When you truly decide, Your brain stops looking for escape routes and starts looking for solutions. It's not motivation, it's direction.
Here's how to apply this today. Think about one area of your life where you've been floating, where you've been trying instead of committing, and make the real decision. Write it down. Say it out loud. Tell someone. Cut off the other options. Not someday, today.
Because Tony is right about this one. The quality of your life is shaped by the quality of your decisions, and you don't need a seminar to make one. You need 60 seconds of honesty with yourself.
The fifth strategy is the framework that ties everything together. Tony calls it state, story, strategy, and it explains why smart people with great plans still fail.
Here's the problem. When something isn't working in your life, most people go straight to strategy. I need a better plan. I need a better system. I need more information. And they're not wrong. Strategy matters, but it's the last thing you should fix, not the first.
Because strategy sits on top of story, and story sits on top of state.
If your state is broken, if you're anxious, defeated, exhausted, frustrated, your story will reflect that. You'll tell yourself things like, nothing works for me. It's too late. I'm not smart enough. Other people have advantages I don't. And from that story, no strategy in the world will save you. You'll sabotage it. You'll quit before it works. You'll find evidence that confirms your broken story.
So the order matters. Fix your state first. Use the triad. Change your physiology, your focus, your language. Get into a peak state. Then examine the story you've been telling yourself. Is it true? Is it serving you? If not, rewrite it. And only then, once your state is strong and your story is empowering, choose your strategy.
This is why Tony Robbins starts every event with state change. Not strategy, not content, not education. He gets the entire room moving, breathing, shouting, because he knows that nothing he teaches will land if the audience is sitting in a disempowered state.
And the same applies to your life. Before you plan, before you strategize, before you open another self-help book, check your state. Because the best strategy in the world will fail in a broken state.
So here are Tony Robbins' 5 most powerful strategies, stripped down to their core.
The Triad. Control your state through physiology, focus, and language. Anytime, anywhere. 60 seconds.
2. Priming. 10 minutes every morning. Breathe, feel gratitude, visualize your outcomes. Set your state before the world sets it for you. Incantations. Don't just think it, say it with your whole body. Let your nervous system hear the message. 4. Decisions. A real decision cuts off every other option. Stop trying, start committing. State, story, strategy. Fix things from the bottom up. State first, story second, strategy last.
Here's your homework. Pick one, just one of these 5 strategies, and use it today. If you've never tried priming, set your alarm 10 minutes early tomorrow and try it before you touch your phone. If you've been floating in some area of your life, make the real decision tonight. Cut off the other options. Decide.
In the comments, drop the number of the strategy you're starting with. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I read every comment, and I want to see which one resonates most. Check the pinned comment for a quick summary of all 5.
If someone in your life needs to hear strategy 4, the one about real decisions, send them this video.
If this decoded something useful for you, hit like so it reaches more people who need these tools. And subscribe. Every week, I break down the science behind personal transformation. No hype, just the strategies that actually work.
Next video, we're going inside the hidden network in your brain that won't let you stop overthinking, the default mode network, and the neuroscience of quieting it down. You don't want to miss that one.
I'll see you in the next one.